How's it going, guys? XHD here, bringing my breakdown of the new NHL 17 ESHL trailer. I'm going to start off here, guys, by playing the first half of the trailer, and then we're going to break it down at half speed.
EA Sports Hockey League, sports gaming's greatest online team play experience, is more competitive and customizable than ever in NHL 17. The first step on your road to glory is to create and customize your player, including new head and facial options, hairstyles, and equipment. Once you've locked down your look, it's time to step onto the ice, where you can take part in our new drop-in system. Lobbies now roll over from game to game, giving you the best chance to build chemistry with other like-minded players. With the deepest customization we've ever featured, the possibilities are almost endless as you tailor every aspect of your team's identity. You begin with a blank jersey template and minimal team branding options. As your team progresses, you'll unlock new customization items, including custom logos, alternate uniforms, shoulder patches, and much more.
So as you guys could probably tell from the first half of that trailer there, customization has been vastly improved this year in NHL 17. They've added a bunch of new custom logos as well. They've added a bunch of different jersey styles. So there should be a bunch of awesome custom jerseys floating around out there for ESHL. Also, now you can actually customize your pro. Beforehand, you could only choose a head, and it came with like a preset hairstyle, eyes, nose, etc. Now you can actually choose your own hairstyle, your own eyes, your own nose, everything else. There's actually the Patty Kane mullet. You guys can see it in the top right there. The Yager mullet. So a bunch of sick hairstyles to choose from. A bunch of skate options. There's actually like 5 visor options now with a bunch of added colors. Just so much customization in terms of both jerseys, logos, equipment, everything. Also now, guys, for drop-in, you can actually select your position before going into the game. So now when there's a lobby and someone's waiting to play forward, you can actually do that beforehand if you choose forward, center, left wing, right wing, defense, left to your right, D, and goalie. Of course, you're playing goalie. Right there, you guys can see the jersey tucks actually making a return, which makes sense. When you're playing EASHL, you're not playing in the NHL, so the NHL rules shouldn't really affect you, at least in terms of like cosmetic rules like a jersey tuck. So glad to see that coming back. And of course, there they're just showing off some of the new jersey styles with the new logos that some people might create. Another thing, guys, when you start off your ESHL team, you're really going to have the basics. So like your logo options there are just letters. You're not going to have that many colors to choose from. Everything's basically just going to be basic. And as you work up, you play games, you win divisions, you'll get more and more options. So it's going to be pretty awesome, I think. Building your club and just kind of moving up in terms of customization and things like that. Also, guys, forgot to mention you can now have a alternate jersey in ESHL. It's a thing you have to unlock, but once you do, you can have 3 different jerseys, which is pretty sick. Now, guys, I'm going to play the second half of the trailer.
Looking good is one thing, but having home ice advantage takes your team to the next level. Start off in your local community rink, but like any player, you always have to think bigger. As your brand grows and your team progresses, so will your stadium, until you've grown into a full-size, state-of-the-art arena. NHL 17's all-new Arena Creator lets you customize everything, including your building's architecture, seating patterns, goal horns and songs, and much more. Having the ultimate home for your new franchise will make that sellout crowd seem bigger and louder than you've ever heard in the past. Getting into the game, 4 new player classes open up new styles of play for your team. With 18 classes to choose from in total, you'll now have more options to fine-tune your optimal strategy on the ice. As games are completed and milestones are hit, you'll earn player badges and level increases, unlocking customization items for your player, team, and arena. Taking yourself and your team to the highest level is never easy, but in our most competitive and customizable EA Sports Hockey League yet, we're making sure that the journey there is just as fun as that feeling at the top.
So the second half of this trailer, guys, is packed with information. Obviously, the first big thing is the new custom arenas in ESHL. You actually start off in like a crappy community rink. Think like a house league rink. There's really not much there. From then on, you can actually build your rink up. So right there's actually a look at it. Not even a team logo in the middle. But then you can unlock your large community rink. That'll have your team logo, some more fans. Then you move on to the junior rink, a few thousand fans, the Jumbotron, things like that. You then go on to the semi-pro rink, which is like an AHL or European rink. And then finally, of course, the pro rink. So think like an NHL team. There's actually 10 different pro styles to choose from, and then once you choose a style, you can customize it however you want. You can choose your seats, the Jumbotron, the boards, pretty much everything about it. So it's going to be pretty awesome to see all the different clubs, like, unique jerseys as well as their unique arena to go along with it. I think it's really going to increase the individuality of every club in ESHL. There's also goal horns you guys can choose, effects like fire, lightning, smoke. There's props, so there's just so much to choose from there. Really excited to kind of see what people can do when they let their imagination run wild. Another big thing, guys, with ESHL this year is actually the new classes. So there's 4 new classes right now, maybe even more as the game progresses, kind of like how they added Dangler last year during the game cycle. So the first is hitting sniper, think like Alex Ovechkin. The second is jumbo playmaker, think Jumbo Joe Thornton. The third is a two-way dangler, think Pavel Datsyuk. And the fourth, not shown here, is the puck moving defenseman, which in my opinion is honestly the best defensive player class in EASHL. Right there's guys, looks at like kind of like the jerseys you'll get when you first start off. When you first start off, obviously you don't have a lot available, but then as you play, you unlock more things like celebrations, team logos, more arena features, things like that. Speaking of the celebrations, guys, right here is actually a look at 9 celebrations. These are probably 9 of the best celebrations in the game. The first one there, guys, on the top left, I believe is the swim celebration. Your guys like lays on his belly, does the swim. The second one, of course, is the dab. The third is the worm. The fourth is the one-handed push-up. The fifth there is one where he like stands on his head. The sixth, I think, is just like him jumping up. The seventh is like the Chewbacca one Brent Burns did at the All-Star game, just like stick overhead, chanting with it. The eighth there, actually the eighth is the dab. I forget what the second one is because the eighth is definitely the dab. The ninth one there is the Timu Solani throwing the glow up in the air and shooting at it. So like I was saying before in previous videos, there's so many good celebrations to choose from. It's going to be tough just to pick one, but you guys are definitely going to have some fun playing around with those, figuring out which one you like best. But honestly, like I said, just so many good celebrations to choose from. And as you guys can see, there's also a bunch of custom logos. You guys can see there's even a win song now, so when you win, a certain song will play, which is awesome to see. Just so much customization here. It's really exciting, I think. Obviously, ESHL wasn't the greatest this year, but at least we had it, and then in NHL 15, we didn't even have it. So I'm not the biggest EASHL guy, even though I do like to play it. I'd say probably Hut's my most played game mode, followed by GM mode, then EASHL, but I'm really excited for EASHL this year in NHL 16. There's just so much to look forward to. And as you guys can see, right here, just a look at kind of like the menu screen, you'll see that you actually have both a player progression and a club progression, so you can progress your individual pro as well as your club, which is really cool to see. So I think when you play drop-in, your player will still progress, but only playing club games will help your club progress. And there's actually levels for progression like this year. The max level, I believe, is level 50, but then you can prestige, and you can prestige 3 times, I think. So the max level would actually be level 50, 3rd prestige, and that's obviously as you go along that you're going to unlock all your different stuff like celebrations, logos, things of that nature. So a ton to look forward to there. Also, guys, a couple things I wanted to touch on, we just had to do with the new ESHL features. So the first thing, guys, is that you can actually now group drop in. So basically, instead of having to make a club every single time you want to play with your friends and maybe leaving your old club, you can actually now just party up in a drop-in game and not affect your club having to leave it and then join back. You can actually stay in the dressing room after you play a game, so you don't have to keep partying up with them after every single game, which is awesome. Also now, guys, before you join the game, it'll actually show the connection, whether or not it's good, so that's obviously a very good thing. And when you're in the game, you can pause it and actually click on connection status, and it'll like show you how good your connection is for that game. So if like you can see if it's you that's lagging or if it's them that lagging, if you're having not the greatest connection in game. There's also anti-griefing things they've added, guys. Now for ESHL, if you go into a game with 2 human goalies and one of the goalies quits, that team automatically gets a loss. No ands, ifs, or buts. That's just the case. So if you go in with a human goalie, you want to play the entire game or you're getting the L. For drop-in games, though, if a human goalie quits, because it's just a drop-in game, you don't get the loss, but the computer goalie that will replace him is a lot worse. He's going to be shorter, like I think the shortest they can be, so it's going to be like 5'8" or something, and way worse stats than a regular computer goalie. Also now, if you start trolling, so think like constantly going offside, your goalie skating out of the net, things like that. If the coach notices like you just have Fs across the board, he'll actually boot you from the game. There's also now only 1 pause per team. No longer can people like troll and just keep pausing, not letting you guys play. And lastly, once the puck drops, this is the big thing. As soon as the puck drops, the game is on. So there's no longer a 1-minute rule, and that applies to both ESHL, HUT, and pretty much every game mode. So if you're basically loading into the screen and you think the loading's kind of laggy, that's when you want to leave, as after the puck drops, the game's on. You can't, have that 1-minute grace period there to leave the game. So bunch of new features, guys, for ESHL. I think it's going to be an awesome game mode this year. I'm honestly excited for it. More excited for ESHL than I've ever been. So can't wait to see what happens once we actually get our hands on it. Besides that, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think of the breakdown. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. If you guys did enjoy that video, leave the thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Goodbye.